It's back to school time! Yes! Are you ready? Have no fear. I'm here. I'm just saying. Okay. So I got my two baby dolls' hair done for back to school, and I filmed all of it just for you to give you ideas. Okay. And even if you're not doing back to school, your kids are all grown, or you don't have kids, or it's just about you, you still need to rock some hairstyles in back to school season. Why not? Hallelujah. Okay. So I got your back. So I got two different hairstyles for you. Both are crochet, but they are completely different kinds of crochet. Okay. So stay tuned and let me know what you think at the end. All right.
So, as usual, I am starting with the easiest part first. I usually do the sides, as you can see. So I did the perimeter braid around her edges just to make sure that we keep the edges intact. And now I'm braiding the sides all the way back. So from the crown back, and I do this side and I do the other side as well. So I finished the other side, but it was time to go to church, so we had to stop and, pretend this was the side we're trying to do. You know what I mean? Yes. And we were rock stars for Jesus. Hallelujah. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. Okay. So the next day we had to continue. So I braided the mohawk, the middle part, back, all the way back, so that I could put the crochets in there. So that's where I'm going to put the crochet. That's the only part I'm going to put the crochets. Now, just to add a little bit of a caveat in there, we want to make sure that it's a versatile hairstyle. So if she gets tired of the mohawk, we can also put some crochets on the side parts, the two sides that we braided from the crown backwards. So we kind of freshen up the look a little bit or change it up a little bit. So I just wanted to make sure that that's an option as well later down the line, in case you do this style and get tired of the crochet. You get tired of the the mohawk. So I'm showing you how I do the crochet. I feel like there are 10,000 zillion videos on YouTube, and I'm not doing anything different from what I've seen on YouTube. I did a couple of different styles here, and what I did was, for this one, I used my hand to do the double loop, right? Just like that. And then I make sure that the braid is, the crochet is taut at the bottom. Don't pull, on the hair without holding down the bottom. Now let's see, for this one, I used the crochet itself to do the double loop. You see that? So that's how I did it for this one. You can slow it down and look at it again if you need to, but I tried both just to see if the knot at the bottom would be less visible, and it looked to me like the knot was less visible when I did the double crochet with my hand. So like here, I'm using the crochet needle or pin or whatever you want to call it again, and it was also slowing me down because sometimes it would, the latch would open in the middle of it and get hooked again. I'm like, no, stay closed. I'm just trying to pull this loop through. So you can do it both ways, but I found that the first method that I was using was giving me a smaller knot at the bottom. So eventually I went back to that. And I want to make sure that you also see my daughter's face, that she is not in pain or anything. She's actually watching a movie and chatting with her siblings at the same time. So you definitely want to make sure that there's no pain. I keep stressing that when I'm doing braids. You don't want your client or the person whose braids you're doing to be in pain of any kind of way, because it's not worth it. You want the braids to be firm and neat. That's understood, but you can do that without making it too tight. You don't need to pull anybody's hair out. Okay, so I'm going to continue this way until I am done with all the crochets in the middle of the hair, all the ones that I braided, the cornrows, from the front to the back. Now I wanted to add this also. When I am done, I will make sure that the scalp is properly greased and also the front where all the braids are going backwards, I open a capsule of vitamin E and I dab the contents over there just to make sure that there's no, tightness. Even though she doesn't feel it, it's possible that it's tight, that she just has a high tolerance for pain. So I do that as well at the end. So this is the finished product and she loves it. Yes, she's rocking the different sides that she can, pull the hair to. And then I have her turning around and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button right now, right there. Yeah. Okay. So, and then she's pushing it back, pulling it back. You can do it like that. So you can rock it like that and tie it, as you will see later at the end of the video. And then she's also, showing that you can part it in the middle or at some other side if you want to. Okay. So that is it for this hairstyle. And that's her. Okay. So time for number 2. Head number 2. Okay. So this is my other daughter. I'm going to use a different kind of crochet. This is the straight braid, thin braids. This is what it is. Look, do you see how many is in the pack? It's like a handful. Okay. It's just ridiculous. And I think it's $2.99. Was it $2.99 a pack? But anyway, this is what it looks like out of the pack. I cut it in 2. She wanted it really long, but I'm like, I'm sorry I can't use 15 packs to do your hair. So we're going to just have to cut each pack in 2, and it's going to have to be shorter. Okay, so I am doing the usual again. I can't repeat this often enough. In order to protect the hairline, you don't want to pull from the front to the back. You always want to braid around the edge. I have a delicate, edge, so I'm assuming my kids may or may not have it, but I don't want to test it out. Because testing it out means it's possible that their edges are like mine and I'm going to pull them out. And even though they're younger and you can grow it out faster than I can, I still don't want to experiment with it because it's just not cute. It is not cute to have your edges all pulled out. You know what I mean? It doesn't look good in any hairstyle. So I'm not even going to try that out. So I just make sure for every hairstyle that I do for them, I protect their edges. So for this one, it's very similar to my previous daughter's basic braids that I did. However, I did not do a whole bunch in the middle from front to back. For this one, she wanted just 2 braids going from front to back down the middle, and then the rest of them were the swag. I call them the swag at the sides, right? So what I did was I wanted to make sure that these braids at the front that are going to show are nice and thin, almost the same thinness of the crochet braids that I'm going to attach to them, right? But at the back where I'm going to attach the crochet braids, I doubled up the braids. The cornrows were doubled. So as you can see, I'm just doing the front part right now, and I'm not doing the back yet, because when I get to the back, I'm going to join 2 of the cornrows together at the back to make thicker braids, just so I'm going to finish sometime this year. Oh God, I ain't trying to do hair all day. So that's my trick that I use, because the crochet is going to cover the back, so it won't be visible and nobody's going to see that those were like double the size of the cornrows as the front. And of course, it like I said, it makes it quicker to finish the hairstyle as well, and it still stays just as cute. Okay, so that's what I did here. And she's also having her snacks and watching a movie as I'm doing her hair. So as you can see, yeah, there you go, doubling them up. Yes, ma'am, sir, doubling them up. So I did all of that, and then I moved on to the other side and finished that as well. So that's the doubling. You see it right there. I just wanted to make sure that you can see it and see it doesn't look huge or puffy or anything. It really works. Okay. And I also wanted to show you, once all the hair is braided and you have all the ends sticking out at the base of her neck, what you want to do is, as you're finishing the next braid, okay, I'm moisturizing the hair right now because it started to feel dry. So as you're finishing like this braid, you take the end of the previous braid and you join it like towards the middle, depending on how long the hair is. You know what I mean? So depending on how long the end that is sticking out is, you just grab it and join it to the next braid. That way you don't have all that hair sticking out of the nape. And that's what I did here. And I learned this on YouTube from another lady. And it is great for those who have very long hair or those who have very thick hair. So you're able to do that and you don't have a lot of bulky hair at the back. And so as you can see, I don't have any hair sticking out except the one that I have just braided, and that's how it is. Now when I'm done, I will have maybe one other hair sticking out of there, and I just use my crochet and I put the crochet, needle in and pull the hair in between the cornrow braids just to make sure that everything is tucked in. So that's what I did. So I am moving forward with that. As you can see, I zoomed in a little bit so you can see it better. Yeah, so you only see that last braid that I have done sticking out. So I continue that way for all the rest of the braids on this side, and then I did the swag on the other side as well and did the exact same method to make sure the ends of the braids are tucked in. And it's pretty quick because I'm, doing the double stuff. It's pretty quick. So those are the last two from the middle that I got left. And as you can see, I'm using the crochet to pull them through as many times as it's necessary because she has some long hair. Yeah. So that's what I do. Just pull them through and then I do the crochet over that. And it's pretty simple, just like that. And all the hair is tucked in, nothing sticking out. You want to make sure that it doesn't stick out of the crochet braids, otherwise it's going to look kind of tacky. Because she has long hair, I had to keep going in and out to try to get it done. So there you go. All done. That's the braid pattern that I used. And now I am going to go ahead and put in the crochet. I used the same method of crochet as I did for my daughter's hair before this one. Except that I didn't use the crochet to do the loop, the crochet pin to do the loop, because like I said, it seemed to leave me a bigger knot at the base, and especially for this kind of crochet which has the very thin braided hair, you want to make sure you don't have that kind of a loop.
Okay, so those were the two back to school hairstyles that I did for my girls. Both were requested by them. I didn't come up with those styles, they requested those hairstyles. So yes, they're on point, ready to go back to school, and I will share some pictures as they are standing at the bus stop waiting for the bus, all excited to go back to school, okay? I hope all is well with you. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye.